For the most realistic steering system available on the market, look no further than Sim Steering from Leo Bodnar. Designed and hand-built at the home of British Motorsport's Silverstone circuit, it's extensively used by professional driver training centres and race teams including Formula 1 since 2010. The high precision and completely linear response coupled with high strength provides the ultimate in realistic steering force feedback. Visit simsteering.com.
Take your hobby to the next level with a quality racing rig that works great with a PS3, Xbox 360, and a PC. GT Omega Racing Simulator is compatible with a wide range of steering wheels including Logitech, Fanatic, Thrustmaster, and more. The GT Omega is available now worldwide by going to www.gtomegaracing.com.
Good morning and welcome to Apex Racing TV. Alex Simpson joined with, by Bernie this morning for round number 10, Motorspot International Raceway for our V8 Supercar Championship. Well, I made a hash of that intro there, Bernie. Welcome, buddy. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks, Alex. I'm quite excited about tonight's race. It's looking good.
Yeah, as we just see flash up on screen there, Jake putting in fastest lap of qualifying into the 118s, looking very racy out there again, off the back of back-to-back victories at Oran Park. Confidence is high. Tobias looks strong as well, so I think we're going to be in for a good one.
Yeah, I think so, and it's interesting to see Jake's the only one that's cracked the 118s tonight, which means he must be going in as one of the favourites, that's for sure.
Just having a look at track conditions out there at the moment. A little bit of a breeze out there, not too bad. Track temperature, that's not that high. A little bit of cloud cover, so I don't think the guys are going to struggle too much with the weather out there. Obviously, circuit layout 4 kilometres long, 48 lap race today. Should be looking at around about the 60-minute mark, so guys will have to have a pit stop, unlike last week with the 2 sprint races that we had.
Yeah, that should make it interesting. I'm just wondering what the tyre wear would be like around this track. Do you think they'll need to take tyres or just fuel?
I'm not really sure, actually. I was talking to Tobias earlier on, sent me a couple of messages as well, and said that Racing should be looking at consistent 19s throughout, so it didn't sound like he was worrying too much about tyre degradation. But I dare say the amount of fuel they're going to need is probably 60 litres, so I guess they could take tyres while that gets put in the car anyway, so I think most will just opt for some fresh rubber. A few more faces this week as well. Seems to be this 60-minute window seems to be what the guys like, rather than the endurance or the sprint races. But I think Motorspot is a very underrated track, actually, and a lot of the guys quite enjoy driving here.
Yeah, it's quite a nice flowing track, especially for the V8. The V8 seems quite suited to this sort of layout.
Just looking at the track generally, I mean, main overtaking place probably down into this sort of sweeping right-hander, the back end of the back straight.
Yeah, generally you'll see guys making an overtaking move coming into that, but one thing to note is the ripple strip on the inside's a killer for these cars, and it tends to, I've seen a few cars roll over by clipping the inside of that sweeper.
Ah, well, we'll keep an eye out for that, as Tobias Cherney just puts fastest lap of qualifying in, 18.8, so joins Jake up there. Those two looking very racy. Jake sideways there again. See if he improves this time around. Doesn't look like he has, so remains in second place. Let's just take a very quick look at the provisional grid. So those guys quite a way out ahead of the rest of the field this week. We saw last week was really the top 4 flying away, Michael and Sam Sutton. So we were in and amongst that, but it seemed to be about half a second off. Josh, Paul joined quite late into the session, so just getting up to speed, I dare say. Yes, it's good to see some returning faces in there this week as well. We haven't seen for a little while. Alex Cherney's second race in the championship. Very impressive debut last week. Perhaps got a little bit swamped in the second race with that reverse grid.
Yeah, well, racing at Oran Park was definitely a baptism of fire for him, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't think anything else could have been more severe than that first week to join. So, combination of the sprint races in Oran Park. So, just having a quick look. Well, we had Aaron Hamilton on screen there for a very short second. Obviously, Aaron, such a good performance in that second race, but unfortunately found himself just a little tap from Jake. I say a little tap, it was a bit of a wallop, wasn't it? But sent him out into that final corner wall on the exit, going into the main straight there, damaging his car. So he'll be looking to bounce back strong, pick up some good points. Never will know what would have happened in that race. He was doing such a good job.
Yeah, it was such a shame to see that happen. It was really no fault of his own. But up until then, he was doing a fantastic job.
Just a little over 3 minutes left of qualifying to go, so session's racing through. Let's have a quick look, see if we can find some guys on hot laps. Look like they might try and move up a place or two. I think we've got Michael here just about to start a lap. Certainly know he's got some pace. Last one was an out lap, so he's on it this time. And quickly aborts that as well, so obviously not a good first sector. I mean, definitely looks like a challenging first sector. The got to have a good flow around there, I take it. Keep the momentum going.
Yeah, well, that's right. And these guys can tell if they're on the pace or not, and it's better to abort and then come out and start again. Just having a look at Josh Burton coming through to finish hot lap by the looks of it.
Yeah, let's just see what this is as he crosses the line. So 1:19.279. It's his fastest lap of the session. Keeps him in 4th place, as Michael had improved the previous lap actually to 0.1. So the pack is starting to close up just a little bit.
Yeah, they're starting to come together a bit more. I was just looking at Josh's time, the 1:19.278. Really, to get third, he's going to just need to get another 0.1 of a second, I guess. It's not a lot.
Yeah, Alex Cherney just moves himself up to 9th place as well with his last lap. Aaron Hamilton just jumped up into 6th place as well. Tobias getting all kinds of out of shape out there, so that pole position's by no means safe. Lance Perkins. Where's Lance sitting at the moment? P7 at the moment. Hits that exit apex beautifully. Got Kurt as well. He's way down in 20th place at the moment, so he's surely someone to keep an eye on. Gonna move up.
Just having a look at Paul finishing his lap. He's currently sitting in 5th with a 1:19.611. So it'll see Oh no, I think he's just backed out of it.
Yeah, maybe getting himself ready for the next one. Yeah, 1:19.614. So let's keep an eye on Kurt here. He hasn't set a time yet, so we know he's got a fair bit of pace in that car. I dare say he's running pretty much identical setup to his teammate, so we know what that car's capable of. Currently sitting in second.
So Kurt's just starting his flying lap now by the looks of it, so let's see what he does.
Yeah, nothing like leaving it to the last minute, almost the last man to cross the line. I'm not sure who that is behind him. I think it might be Mark, is it, Warmington? No, Mark's in the pits.
It's Jake Burton behind him. No, sorry, it is Mark Warmington, I think, behind him.
Yeah, just misses the apex a little bit there through the slow hairpin corner. It's a tricky corner actually, double apex corner. Kiss that first one, run it out a little bit wide, and kiss the second one, get on the power nice and early. I don't think it's going to cost him too much time. What's his main thing is just make sure he doesn't invalidate his lap here. This will be his one and only chance. Everybody's finishing up their session now. No change at the front. Jake is just ahead actually, but aborts that lap. No improvement. Here comes Jake. Here comes Kurt. Sorry. And puts in a 1:19.4. Moves himself up into 5th place. Talk about leaving it late, but does a great job.
Yeah, that was a fantastic time, considering he must have been feeling the pressure. Either hero or zero on that lap.
Yeah, Josh as well. No, he doesn't improve, so maintains in that 4th position. Right, let's take a quick look at the final grid as the guys sort themselves out and make their way to the track for the start of this race. Pole position, you have Tobias Cherney with a 1:18.852. Jake Burton 2nd place, just a mere 0.03 of a second behind him. Michael is in 3rd, 1:19.1. Josh just a 1/10 of a second behind him. We saw Kurt just move himself up in the very late stages there into 5th place with 19.4. Paul Gorrell finds himself in 6th place after the session ends as well, so followed by Aaron Hamilton, Lance Perkins, Ian McPherson and Alex Cheney round out your top 10. I have to say that those front few look very fast, but then those sort of 3rd down to 10th actually all look pretty close. I think we could be in for a tasty race between those today. Timothy is in 11th, Mark Warmington 12th, Scott is 13th, Tarantino Twinrow is in 14th, and Jamie is 15th. Actually, Jamie Fuchs is 16th, and Raymond is 17th, Brendan O'Brien 18th, Niels is 19th, and Weehan Chan is 20th and last on the grid. You're sitting there waiting for these lights to go on. What's running through your head at the moment, Bernie?
I'd be thinking get a start and watch out for the first corner.
Yeah, we've seen some big accidents in the past here at Motorspot. Very, very easy to get caught out wide in turn 2. Runs you out into the barrier. Let's hope we don't have any of that. Guys are getting ready to race here at Motorspot. Round 10 V8 Supercar Series is go, go, go. Looks like a good clean start so far. Everybody giving each other loads of room through turn 1. Great to see actually. I think there's been some horrors here, but this is it. Tricky turn 2. Everybody seems to be feeding in single file. Oh, we've got a collision there. That's Brenton O'Brien. Jamie Peters.
At least 6 guys are involved in that one back there.
Yeah, Brenton's car looks toast as well. He's going to have to drive that back to the pits as quickly as possible. Back forward, looking pretty close up front though. Kurt as well, just has he moved up a spot? I'm not sure there, difficult to tell at this point.
Yeah, he's moved up to 4th spot by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's actually I'm not sure he has actually. The couple of very similar looking skins there as well. So let's just have a look. No, it's Josh in 4th. So I can see myself getting confused with them throughout the race.
Yeah, I was trying to see the Stenny on the front, but I couldn't quite make it out.
But yeah, so the cars that were involved in that accident then looked like we was Wee Han Chan, Raymond Steer, Jamie Peters, Jamie Fuchs, Niels Jordan and Brenton O'Brien. So one of your boys down there, Bernie. Not sure Neil's got any damage, mind you, just looks like he had to check up to avoid everything.
I'll just jump over to the pits and have a look and see what I can find out.
Yeah, Michael coming under a lot of pressure from Josh down this back straight. I don't think he's quite close enough. Just shows his nose for a little bit there. Actually probably compromises his line a little bit. Kurt's closed up quite a bit through this section. Feels the need to go just a tiny little bit defensive. It's not going to help his exit at all. Definitely looking more towards the rear than he is the front. Tobias puts in a 19.0 first flying lap of the race.
Yeah, so it looks like all those drivers involved in that incident are back out circulating. So we've had no retirements as yet, which is good.
Yeah, I think it was just Brenton who had to actually jump in the pits. So I'm not sure he'll be able to make it from a full tank now, which is unfortunate for him, so he's going to have to do that extra stop. Mark Warmington just looked like he moved himself up into 11th place, puts a move on Ballinger. Yeah, I'm quite surprised that the pack is holding on to the front guys. Everybody's just sort of well, not a few seconds, sort of like 1 second spread here, really. It's only lap 3, so.
Yeah, I was expecting the top 2 to sort of romp away, but the rest of the field's keeping up with them quite nicely at the moment.
Yeah, it's all very easy to put one good lap in, I guess, but drivers have got to consider the tyres. There's no point in destroying them in the first couple of laps. Oh, Josh, very sideways, out of 1, gets... Well, he's completely around there, so big accident, he's dropping down the... Let's just see where he is now, 10th place, 11th, still waiting to turn around. He's stuck behind, he's having to wait. Good driving, waits for the room, but he is going to be kicking himself. Looks like he's got some damage in there, car's crabbing, he hit the wall. Let's just take a quick look back at that from on board and see. Well, actually we're just a little bit late there from the replay, but yeah, hits the wall hard, so just got over the curb onto the grass. Couldn't do nothing, and then just has to sit there patiently waiting for the whole field to stream past.
He's got some heavy damage to that car. He'd be kicking himself for sure.
Just having a look at the battle here between Paul, Aaron and Lance. Separated by just under a second on the racetrack. I think it was Aaron who we were speaking to, saying he had a bit of a lonely race Oran Park in the first round. Certainly got his hands full this time round.
Yeah, and with that spin, it shows just how close to the edge these guys are racing these V8s around these tracks.
Yeah, Josh has had to pit as well. I think he's just on his way in now. He is down into 19th place.
Yeah, he's in the pits right now. I'm just keeping an eye on him. And he's coming back out. He must have used his fast repair, I'd say.
Yeah, just for those tuning in and don't know what we're talking about here on iRacing, we have the ability to give one fast repair, so an instant brand new car when they drive into the pits. They can add fresh tyres and refuel the car if they want to as well, or they can choose just to have a quick repair and get themselves out there. Just gives the guys the opportunity to have a little accident like that but stay in the race, so it's not game over. So you see some leagues out there disable that option just like they do in the official series. If you don't watch that, that's broadcasted on a Monday night I believe. But yeah, so here on the ApexRacingTV SuperCars series, the guys just get this one fast repair, so doesn't completely cripple their race and they can fight back. We have seen some guys have accidents before in the past and fight themselves back up into a top 5, so can be done. This 3-car battle has turned into a 4-car battle now with the arrival of Ian McPherson. It's interesting to see the slight difference in line. Oh, Paul around, coming out of the hairpin.
Yeah, he just gassed it up a bit too much coming out of that hairpin and spun him into the wall.
Let's just take a quick look at that back, see what's see what happened there. So watching the replay now, just comes in. It's the first Apex, great. Gets around nice for the second one. Oh yeah, just like you say, just a bit too much on the loud pedal. Sends him around. It looks like I thought for a minute he popped his engine as well, but he's managed to keep it going, and he's in the same position as Josh is. He's going to have to wait for the traffic to stream by, down in 17th now.
Yeah, and we just had another car spin as Paul was making his way to the pits. I didn't quite grab who it was.
Just going to jump on board with the leading. The leader still got Jake. Well, he's about 7/10 of a second behind him at the minute. There he is. He just pops in on the shot to prove me right. And I have to say, the driver that's impressing the most at the moment is Michael out there. Really starting to put the pressure on Jake ahead. Didn't seem to have the pace in qualifying compared to these two, but. And looked perhaps at the start like he was struggling out there a bit, but perhaps he's just saving his tyre a little bit in those first few laps.
Yeah, and he's definitely looking racy and doing a great job staying in third there. Tobias is still not able to run away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, Paul having to take a pit stop as well. I did think when we jumped back to him live, looked like his car was crabbing down that back straight. As we were just talking about, he'll get advantage of that fast toe and get back out there, although he seems to be in there for quite some time, so I guess he's took tyres and a whole bunch of fuel trying to get it to the end.
Yeah, he might be trying to opt for no more stops to bring him back into this race.
Looks like we've lost Weehan Chan as well, not out on track at the moment, so first to the retiree, so down to 19 cars. Yeah, two great battles now really starting to form. It looks like actually the three of Hamilton, Lance and Kurt have started to drop Ian McPherson as well. And actually Kurt's pulled away from Aaron quite a bit, so it's really, I think with Paul's little spin, sorry, that was it, wasn't it? It was Paul, Aaron and Lance. I think Paul's little spin, it released Aaron a little bit, but as I say that, and Aaron catches, sorry, Lance catches right back up again.
Yeah, just going through the field, most of them are quite spread out. The only battle that may heat up is Jamie and Tarantino battling for 13 and 14, but there's still quite a bit of a gap between them at this stage.
Yeah, and Tarantino got some serious wing damage on the back of that Falcon as well.
But I must say, I really like his paint scheme, bringing out the old Dick Johnson Racing retro look. It looks fantastic out there.
Assuming my trade in paints has done its business. So, oh, sideways, big time, catches the grass. That's even more rear damage to that car. I'm not sure he's going to be able to continue. He's going to try.
Yep, and that's what Dick Johnson used to do at Mount Panorama with the Rock.
Finds himself down in 17th place, so that battle's not heating up anymore. That said, Jamie's not too far behind Alex here as well, so yeah, hopefully.
Yeah,
oh, car on 2 wheels ahead. Who was that? Was that Scott? It was Scott. He's very out of shape. Just about holds that back. Let's take a quick little look at that back on replay, because that looked pretty scary for him there. And I think the camera action, camera angle just hid it from us a little bit there. But I think you touched on that earlier, Bernie. You've got to watch it round there.
Yeah, definitely. Coming through that area, you're trying to scrub off speed to make those last corners. Just having a look at Scott, he's got some heavy front end damage and he's just brought it into the pits. And he's taken advantage of his fast repair and he's exiting now.
Tavares just picked up a little bit of a gap as they go through. I think that was Brenton O'Brien. They're all coming past at the moment. Brenton moves out of the way, lets the lead-in trio through.
Yeah, he's pulled it out a bit, but not a whole lot. It wouldn't even be half a hundredth of a second in that lap.
It definitely seems that cars are set up very differently out there as well. We saw it earlier on with Aaron and Lance. Aaron seemed to pull away in that first few sectors, and then saw the latter half of the track and Lance was pulling back in. I mean, do we see much variation in setup? Guys go in for perhaps, you know, the straight line advantage down this back straight and through the fast section, or you know, will some be focusing on the you know, those sweeping sections of the first few corners?
Yeah, well, this track's quite hard to set up for because, of course, you've got this big straight. So if you carry less downforce to maximise that, you're going to suffer through all those sweepers, especially turn 2 and coming into that hairpin. So you really need to choose where your strengths are and tune for that. The hardest part to set up on this track, I believe, is turn 2 and that tight section just coming onto the back straight.
Yeah, it just amazes me actually how these guys drive the car on the limit through there. So tricky, that section.
Yeah, you really have to nurse the car through that section, because if you get into the grass, you're going to be into that wall on the far outside. Coming up to the other tricky bit down here, down this hill, where they've got to get hard on the brakes and coax the car through this tight area. It's very tricky in the V8.
Yeah, as we see Jake just getting a little squirrely under acceleration. Might just give Michael opportunity. It's going to be very hard for Michael to get a move done on Jake though, I think, because Jake's constantly close enough to Tobias to get slipstream as well, so any advantage that Michael might have is just negated by Tobias being where he is at the moment. Just have a quick look at the top 10 at the moment. Tobias Journey, Jake Burton, Michael we can see on screen right now. Stenny finds himself about 9 seconds back from the leader at the moment. He's got his mirrors full with Aaron Hamilton. He's certainly closing in on him as well, although he pulled away a little bit that lap. Ian McPherson has got himself past Lance Perkins. We must have missed that one, Bernie, and Lance has actually dropped back a fair bit, so not sure what's gone on with Lance there, but yeah, way back, so must have had a bad lap somewhere there, but finds himself still sitting in that 7th position. Mark Wilmington, Blue Flag Racing in 8th place. Timothy Ballinger in 9th place. Got those guys pretty much quite separated apart now, so too much going on there, just having their own little race. And Jamie Peters rounds out your top 10. He's got a couple seconds clear from Alex Cherney in 11th place, so a little bit of damage on the front end of that car as well, so I'm pretty sure that was from the first lap, wasn't it? Jamie was involved in that first lap melee that we saw.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at Lance's car now. He's got some front end damage. It's not too severe, but it'll be interesting to see if he pits.
Yeah, actually, Lance got some damage on the side of that car as well, hasn't he? So
that's right. Yeah, he's still going around, so it mustn't be bothering him too much.
Yeah, lap times look good as well. I mean, I wonder if a few laps ago he had a shocker somewhere that we perhaps missed. Just jump back, I guess, to this battle. Yep, as soon as we hit. Have a look for the most exciting action. Front 3 separated by absolutely nothing right now. Jake probably closest he's been for a little while. Back marker maybe cost Tobias a little bit of time there.
I don't know if you got that on camera, Alex, but I was watching Scott, just as the front runners came up, he had a bit of a lose and promptly got out of their way.
No, unfortunately just missed that off camera.
Oh, he's into the wall now. Bad luck.
Yeah, not having much fun out there. Jake having a little look this time. Tobias having to go defensive into turn 1. He's coming under a lot of pressure now. Just wonder if Jake's left some rubber as Tobias drifts through turn 2. Michael getting close to Jake as well, so from attack to perhaps a little bit of defence for Mr. Burton.
Yeah, out of these three, I'd say Jake's going to be the busiest, looking in his mirror as well as trying to work out where to overtake.
Tobias very slow through the hairpin that time. Just looked like he couldn't get his car turned in. Definitely seems to be struggling. He's having to hug the white line down this back straight already.
Be interesting to see if Jake's close enough to take advantage into this right-hander up here.
Yeah, he's going to have to do it round the outside. He's looking if he can hold it round there. He'll have the inside for the next one. Oh, Tobias gives him the room. Side by side, I think he's got the job done. Great move.
That was fantastic driving by both of those drivers going through there. Don't know how they did it without having contact. Brilliant.
Yeah, to be fair, Tobias could have run him off the track there and nothing probably would have been said too much, but gentleman driver, give Jake the room on the outside. Yeah, he certainly hasn't give up the fight, that's for sure. Looking racy, wants to get straight back past as soon as possible. He's got a great line. He looks like he's going to try get a very wide entrance. Hits the apex, gets on the power really early. Not sure he's going to get a run. Jake got a good exit off of there as well. The whole three just spread apart a little bit down this back straight. Definitely looks too far back. It's going to be close. Jake doesn't feel the need to defend.
Yeah, just having a look back through the field, Alex. Unfortunately, we've had our second retirement with Scott Connors retiring from the race.
Yeah, terminal damage there. Looks like that second pit stop realises nothing's going to happen there, so pulls himself off the track. Yeah, it looks like Ian McPherson as well starting to close in on the battle between Kurt and Aaron, who it's worth actually just jumping to, as they're covered by less than a second at the moment as well. So yeah, I think Aaron seems to be a driver. He's always very consistent over his whole run as well. Doesn't seem to fall off as much as the others. I mean, Kurt had a shocking lap that time by. I mean, lost 1.6 seconds on Aaron. So, don't know if that was just back markers or a little bit of trouble. But Aaron certainly got the bit between his teeth now. Wants to see if he can find his way through.
It was good driving by Brenton O'Brien to get out of the way and let these two race on.
Just jump up back to this front battle as well. Tobias very quick that time by, but Michael the quickest driver out of the three with a 1:19.6, so definitely looked like the pace has just jumped up a little bit as Jake took to the front of this pack.
Yeah, I thought they were about to drop Michael, but he's back in it again.
I dare say this race is all going to come down to the pit stop. Who can get into their box, take just the right amount of fuel, hit their marks. Get that pit crew to change those tyres as quickly as possible. I've seen it in the past. Perhaps, you know, a 2 or 3 second advantage can be had by nailing your in lap and your out lap. Tobias drifts around. I wonder what the drivers will be thinking right now as well. I mean, Tobias in second. Is it worth him just trying to save a bit of fuel in the draft now? Obviously save some fuel now, that's less that the guys are going to have to put in at the stop as well. Doesn't look like he's saving, I have to say. Sticking his nose here, there and everywhere, just trying to make Jake feel as uncomfortable as possible. Both drivers actually there just squealing a little bit under acceleration.
I think if anyone could save fuel, it'd have to be Tobias. He must be the king of fuel saving, that driver.
Yeah, for those that didn't see last week, obviously Tobias competes not only in this V8 series, but the Sim Racers Asia series as well, which is straight after this today. But last week, Circuit at Spa-Francorchamps has... Hold on, before we say that, Tobias having a look around the outside. Is he going to pull the move off? Oh, he doesn't. He thinks twice of it. Michael has a little look, but Tobias closes that door. But yeah, everybody opted for a two-stop strategy round Spa last week. The amount of fuel saving that would have had to have been done was just ridiculous, but Tobias went for it, pulled it off, won the race by 2 seconds in the end, shocked the whole field by making it last. got his first victory in the series, so we know how well he can save fuel. He's done it plenty of times in this V8 series as well. Oh, Tobias, very sideways. He is not saving fuel. There is no way. Michael got a good run. Again, nothing coming of it. Just can't get any kind of momentum. To say, Michael does look good off of that hairpin corner. If it wasn't for Tobias getting the slipstream from Jake now, I think he might have a shot.
Yeah, I've just jumped on board with Tobias. I'm just hearing if he's short shifting or rolling out of it to see if he is trying to save fuel. I doubt he would be though.
Let's just watch him going down through turn 1 and turn 2. No, not at all, nothing going there. He's on it hard as well, coming out the corners.
Yeah, I think fuel savings are far from his mind at this stage of the race.
Coming up to a bit of traffic, this might be his opportunity. He goes a little bit wide there. You're just seeing his mirror on the left there, how close Michael is.
Just having a look through the field a bit, Alex, and looks like Kurt's dropped Aaron at this stage, and that's settled down into quite a nice gap for him.
Yeah, it was a good fight earlier on. I'm not quite sure what happened, and Ian McPherson's had his pit, so's Lance as well, so looks like the guys are going to be pitting in anytime soon.
The one that's really heating up now though is Alex is under attack by Josh Bird.
Yeah, Tobias into the pits as well this time by. Let's just jump on to Alex for a second. I just need to step away for a quick second, Bernie. I'll be back in just one moment.
Okay. So I'm not sure if it's on your camera, but Josh is just taking Alex around the outside, coming into the sweeper.
Sorry about that. We were on that battle as we saw that move. Great one by Josh.
Yeah, that was a really nice move through that area of the track. Very hard to overtake there.
Yeah, Kurt and Aaron both pitted on the same lap as well, so
it looks like Aaron's made a nice gain out of that pit stops.
yeah, 0.7 of a second faster stationary as well, so right on his tail now. Comes out just in front of this this battle that we were watching. Yeah, sorry for stepping away there, guys, as well. One thing about commentating from home, it's always something. Oh, Tobias! I mean, Alex! It's the journey. We'll get it right. Very sideways in the hairpin. Gets himself all kinds of out of shape. Saves it for the most part, but has probably lost 5 seconds there.
It looks like Jamie Fuchs has called it a day and retired from the race.
Yeah,
he was 4 laps down, so he must have had severe damage.
Yeah, he's had 3 pit stops today as well. So, like you say, just struggling out there. I think time to bring that car in. So Alex is going to come under a fair bit of pressure from Lance. No, he's not. He jumps on in the pits. Right then. So Jake has had his stop. Looks like he's retained the lead as far as I can tell. Where is Tobias? Tobias come out just in front of Michael, so those guys continue their close battle, but definitely seem to be... Jake got the best stop there of all of them. Yeah, some 2 seconds faster than Tobias stationary. So, and I think actually Michael was unlucky not to get Tobias. So,
yeah, Naren's just taken Josh as well. Saying that, he's got a long way to catch back up to Kurt.
Yeah, 2 seconds. They were only separated by 3/10 of a second after the pits, so we'll keep an eye on that one, see how that goes with traffic. This second half of this race, it might get quite exciting. And is that Josh into the pits for his second stop? We obviously knew he had to come in earlier on after that mistake. It is indeed. Jamie Peters still out there, hasn't stopped as well. Jamie going really long into this race, up to 4th place. Starting to come under a bit of pressure from Kurt. Of course, he's not obliged to let him go or anything like that. It's just run his strategy, but this is what Aaron needs, perhaps, Kurt, just to get held up a little bit here. It won't be much, as he can see the advantage of the fresh rubber coming out of that hairpin. Just gets the power down so much better. Jamie decides it's best not to fight it. Front 3 are starting to close back up again. As we know, quite often it's a lot easier to follow someone on a racetrack than it is to lead out front. A little bit of pressure just gets the better of you. Just keep a little something on the table, making sure you don't make any mistakes and give up the lead. I mean, when you're chasing someone down, you're just gung-ho. Looks like Tobias slowly bringing this gap back down again.
Yeah, following someone, you could also got the advantage of seeing when they're braking, and you can just try to get that little bit of extra late braking into pulling that gap a bit.
Yeah, let's just have a look at the lap times as I cross the line this time. Jake was a 1:19.4, Tobias a 1:19 flat, Michael 1:19.2, so Jake definitely the slowest out there of the 3 drivers at the moment. Just really goes to show what we were saying.
And they'll be coming up to lap Taranto, who's probably only about a second up the track from the top 3.
Yeah, Tobias will try his best to get as close as possible before that. Might be an opportunity, just never know where and what the back marker's going to do.
Yeah, well, hopefully he's, well, I'm sure he'd be looking in his mirrors and now working out the best place to let these front 3 go through.
Jamie Peters has pit now, comes out in 11th place. That moves Josh up to 10th place, so good comeback for him after that accident earlier on. He's obviously had his 2 pit stops now as well. Mr. Consistent Mark Warmington finds himself in 7th place. So it always seems to be there or thereabouts, no matter what. Ian McPherson, 8th place. Timothy Ballinger in 9th. Like we said, Josh up there rounds out your top 10.
That looks like Raymond in 13th in the wars. He's just had a prolonged pit stop and he's exiting now.
Tobias now just getting ever closer. So we know these guys, former teammates, know each other well. Tobias very, very close this time by. They're far enough away from Twin Road to worry about him getting in the way of this move. Tobias gonna have a look. He's gonna do it around the outside. He knows how to do it. Jake's shown him how to do it. Let's see if Jake gives him the same sort of room. No, he doesn't. Just comes in nice and deep. I think Tobias is gonna have to risk one round the outside if he's gonna get a move done.
Yeah, these two drivers are so closely matched. I can't see where Tobias can really get him unless he can try down in the hairpin maybe.
Yeah, I'd have to start thinking about setting that sort of a move up from around about here. Perhaps just needs to get Jake to defend his line through some of these corners and get a bit of a run. Looks very close this time. Might have an opportunity. Just not close enough. Oh, I think Tobias had to have a little stab at the brake pedal there just to ensure that he didn't hit Jake.
Yeah, I was watching where they were braking earlier, and it's interesting where Jake's braking. Tobias is just letting the car float through, coming in down towards that hairpin.
Great shot there. Michael's slowly working his way up towards these guys as well. Last lap was 0.3 faster than both. It's not going to be long before he's there. Tobias perhaps having a little look down into turn 1. No, he thinks better of it.
Yeah, I'd say Michael's watching this and he's just hoping these two are going to get into a tangle.
Yeah, I have to say, if I was in his shoes, that's pretty much what I'd be doing. Maybe the last 5 laps I might start putting a little bit more pressure on, but right now, just let him go at it. Just having a quick look. Looks like we might have lost... Oh no, I think it was just Tim Ballinger. Looked like he was suffering with something. Yeah, he's recovering out there, so down in 12th place now. Drops out of the top 10. He's come out just in front of the leaders, yeah, or come recovered just in front, should we say. Stays way out of the way. Good driving from him.
Yeah, the lap traffic has definitely been really good tonight, watching their mirrors and getting out of the way of the leaders here.
Not too much going on elsewhere at the moment. Kurt and Aaron battle has fizzled out. Kurt being able to constantly pull away these last few laps. We'll stick with this one. Michael particularly close this time, coming out of the hairpin as well. Tobias still having a little look up the inside. Jake's not going to let him do it. He's going to have to do it the hard way. He's got no choice. Jake is so good into that final, well, that sweeping right-hander there. Definitely think Tobias just going to have to do a bit of a Hail Mary and just chuck it around the outside and just force Jake to give him the room.
So Alex, who do you want to put a bit of a side wager on here? Who do you think's going to take this race out?
Depends what sort of odds I get. If I get some really good odds, I'll go with Stenny for a win. All three guys going to take each other out. But no, in all seriousness, I think Michael's still got a good chance. I definitely think he's playing a patient game out here. At some point, Tobias is going to try and make his way past, and that could be the opportunity. Michael's looking to jump perhaps both drivers. Once again, round the outside, nothing happens.
Yeah, I'm putting my money on Tobias at this stage, and we'll see how he goes.
Yeah, he definitely looks racy. This seems to be, this stage of the stint is where his best rubber's good. It was later on that he started sliding around a little bit, and Jake certainly had the advantage there. So Tobias knows he needs to get past now. It's not going to happen towards the end of the race, but he might be able to defend it. He knows now where Jake is strong and what he needs to do into that sweeping right-hander. Oh, it's very close this time.
Yeah, and just by the very nature of this track, with the flowing nature of it, it's extremely hard to overtake, as we can see.
Yeah, if anything, I think he's going to need to force Jake into a little mistake, perhaps really pile the pressure on, get Jake to light up those rear wheels coming out. Every time he has a look down here, it's going to make Jake think, oh, he has a little look up the inside this time, but too far back.
Yeah, I think you're right, Alex. I think the only way he's going to get past, put the pressure on, fill both those mirrors up, and get Jake to start wondering where Tobias is going to try next.
Yeah, exactly. I dare say he needs to start showing his nose in a few of these other random corners now, just to surprise Jake a little bit. And lap times are still strong from both guys out there, so that's the important thing at the moment. Jake is really still focused on what he's doing, making sure he's hitting his own marks, where it's up to Tobias to make sure that he's looking backwards more than he is forwards. See, as we were on board there with Jake through the hairpin, very patient. He's not being pressured into making a mistake at all.
I was just having a look at their times. Alex, you're right. Tobias is doing a consistent 1:19.8 the last lap. So they're not going any slower than they were at qualifying. Well, not much slower anyway.
Yeah, we wondered whether the tyres would hold out. It does look like they're good for a whole stint, but yeah, it looks like everybody, as far as I can tell, took tyres at the pit stop as well. Which is probably why they're still circulating at such a high pace.
Looking back at their times, it looks like the tyres may not have started to drop off till about lap 18. The rest of the time they've been in the 1:19s just about for this whole race.
Been joined by Brendan O'Brien. Brendan, What can we say, mate? Got caught up in the accident right at the start, damaged car, you had to take an early pit stop, obviously compromised your race, and yeah, just tell us what happened after that, what's led to the final retirement.
Some medical issues.
Oh.
To be somewhere else very quickly. No, just disappointing. It would appear there might be a net code error. Jamie Fuchs has hit the back of Jamie Peters and then on to me, but Jamie, both of them clean drivers, so there's nothing in it for that. I think just wrong place, wrong time, and knowing that I've got two other Demidov teammates out there, and Ian McPherson and Lance Perkins racing strongly. Yeah, they're doing a good job, and I'm not going to get past them, so I thought I'd take a break.
Yeah, we were watching Ian earlier on. He was starting to really close in on a battle between, I think it was Aaron, Lance and Paul, until Paul lost it. But seems to have dropped off a little bit. Do we know if he had some problems out there in that first stint?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he spun at the hairpin up the top there, the Moss hairpin. He went in too deep and went off to the left there, and I think he just clipped the wall a bit, so I had to take an early stop. He should be right getting home from there, but yeah, he just he lost about 9 or 10 seconds in that lap.
Alright, well, thanks for popping in, just sharing that with us, Brenton. I assume you're going to be around for the Sim Racers Asia GT race, which is up next for all those that are watching?
Yes, mate, I'll be there for the 25-minute sprint, it looks like, so yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, Brands Hatch Indy should be a fun little race. If you haven't seen that in previous weeks, stick around. It's on in about 40 minutes after this race. Fantastic series. But yeah, thanks, Brenton. We'll catch up with you for that one.
Good luck to you, boys. Cheers.
Oh, Bernie, I was just watching Jake there. It looks like he might starting to be coming under a little bit of pressure now.
Yeah, I was watching that. It was a great recovery. I thought he was going to go around and hit that wall.
Yeah, lap time's still about where they were as well, so fall off not really starting to happen. We did see a little bit of it the last stint, but not that much. But I think little signs like that, is just what Tobias needs. He knows he's working his way into his head slowly but surely. It's as much a mental game out there as it's anything. He needs to keep himself focused on what he's doing and try and upset Jake's rhythm. Obviously, he's got his hands full with Michael as well, who's hot on his heels and actually might be coming under a bit of pressure this time by Michael. Very, very close. Tobias having to get tight. He's going to get the slipstream of Jake. It's going to be very difficult for Michael to make a move, but here they come side by side. Michael knows he's got an opportunity around the outside. Can't hang it around there, I'm afraid. Tobias holds on to it.
Yeah, I'd say Michael's thinking it's go time about now.
Yeah, 12 laps left of this race. Just checking in just to see what else might be going off out there, just to run down some of the order as well. We've got Kurt pretty much on his own, 4.4 seconds now from Aaron Hamilton, as we just see coming to the shot there, but your 4th and 5th place. Lance can't really close in too much on Aaron, but doing a good job, got his car repaired, good consistent pace. He was 4/10 quicker that lap, but nothing really going. Mark Warmington definitely in no man's land again. Seems to be like that, but 7th place, will be happy with that. Ian McPherson, we were talking to Brenton just a minute ago, had his few issues in that first stint, but doing well in 8th place. Perhaps we'll be a bit disappointed because he had a chance for a top 5 here today. Josh, what a great recovery drive, 9th place, good to get himself back in the top 10. He's not really catching McPherson up. McPherson very quick out there, so I think he's going to settle down for 9th place. He's got some 13 seconds gap from Jamie Peters, who was the top 10, rounds out your top 10, sorry. So yeah, big gaps actually from the rest of the field. I thought we were going to have a really close battle for that midfield race today, but it's actually been the front one.
Yeah, I think Michael did Jake a big favour then by putting Tobias a bit under pressure there. Looks like Jake's just pulled out a fraction.
Yeah, banged in a good lap, couple of tenths of a second.
Might just give him a little bit of a gap just to get that, you know, his breath back and wait again, I'd say.
Yeah, he'd have seen that all going off in his mirrors behind him, so he knows that Tobias is under almost as much pressure. I think that's Tobias's main problem, is that while he might be able to look for a move around the outside, he's got to be careful because he could find himself dropping a place while he's trying to attack.
Exactly right, and that would be the last thing he'd need, because to get that place back off Michael would take a lot of work.
Yeah, 10 laps to go as they cross the start-finish line. Good lap from Tobias, that time by 1:19.3 at this late stage. It's to me that his tyres are all good.
Yeah, that was 0.3 of a second faster than Jake that lap.
See what we have missed actually. We were only talking a moment ago about Ian McPherson being pretty safe from Josh, but he must have made a mistake on the previous lap, or is it this lap? Let's have a look when he crosses the line. Yeah, it was this lap, so 5 seconds he lost, made a mistake, moves himself down to 9th and Josh up to 8th, so that recovery drive continues.
Front runners are coming up on Jamie Peters next.
Yeah, I'm sure Jamie will get out of their way nice and quick. But just goes to show what kind of pace these guys are running. Jamie sitting in 10th place at the moment. Michael just dropping back a little bit these last couple of laps. Tobias very close this time, might be an opportunity. Picks up that draft. Jake not really defending the inside so much. Has to now. Tobias weaving around trying to find some room. I have to say, Bernie, I think Jake has got him covered.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you now. All I can think is Tobias can see this lap traffic up ahead, so he's pouring on the pressure now to try to force Jake into a mistake. If he's going to get past, it won't be at the end of that straight.
No, he doesn't look like he can get far enough alongside. He's just always just a little bit behind, which gives Jake the opportunity just to cover that inside and carry a little bit more speed in and know that he's going to sort of drift out in front of Tobias. So
yeah, Jake's going in very deep under brakes in that area, so Tobias just doesn't seem to have the car under him to overtake in that area.
Michael very close this time by as well, so I think Tobias got a good enough run that nothing will come of it. Coming up to this this back marker now, Jamie, I think, will he move out the way? No, probably start finish line, I would think he'd be letting him go. So might be Tobias' opportunity though. He naturally slow down when there's a back marker just there. He's going to definitely cause him a little bit of checking up. Yeah, Yeah, moves out of the way. Good driving from Jamie. Doesn't really hold him up at all. Not what Tobias wanted. He would have perhaps hoped that he would have held him up through turn 1. That said, he's back on his gearbox again. Let's just watch under braking to the slow hairpin. Tobias. Oh, just snags the inside curb there, stops his run. Jake gets a good exit. Let's just watch him catch up under the draft here on the back straight. Do you know what? I don't think Tobias has got enough straight line speed. I think he's carrying just a little bit too much downforce. Oh, has a look. He's got his nose up the inside. Jake closes the door. Oh, there's contact between the two. It's definitely getting a bit racy now. Doesn't seem like either driver got any damage from that, and we know obviously Tobias situated in Germany, so we get a little bit of netcode contact. One of the issues with internet racing, but I have to say I think iRacing do an amazing job. And you think these guys come from all over the world, and here they are racing, just a few meters separating them. Yeah, once again Tobias looking around the outside. He is probably far enough alongside. He's going to try and hold it out there. Doesn't manage it. He's too worried about Michael, I think, behind. He feels like if he gets caught out on the outside line, he could lose that second spot.
Yeah, Jake's positioning his car brilliantly there by forcing Tobias to the outside. He knows full well every time Tobias tries there, he's not going to get past him.
Yeah, I think if Tobias is going to get through there, his only chance is if he can get into that corner first. He's going to need to get the move done, be it his exit's going to have to be so good from that hairpin corner.
That's exactly right. He's got to take it the inside, and Jake's not going to give him that piece of road by the looks of it.
Yeah, very close this time by, as it has been the last few laps, but nothing coming this one.
I really think Tobias needs to pick another part of the track to attack. He should, I think, have a lunge coming down into that hairpin.
Yeah, I wonder if he's just sizing him up, keep him thinking about this before trying something a bit different. I still think he needs to carry on attacking through here though, no matter what. Keeps the pressure on Jake.
Definitely, and he nearly got the inside there. I think if he can get the inside, he may be able to pull it off.
Yeah, I think Michael's still looking patiently. I think he knows he's not going to be able to do anything with Tobias getting the slipstream of Jake ahead of him, so his race is all about those two really getting at it side by side. He might be able to take advantage of it. They hold each other up, say, coming out. If Tobias does have a lunge into the hairpin, they're side by side, all kinds of slow, then he might be able to jump both.
See, this is where Tobias is strong, just coming down into this area. Jake is definitely using a lot more brake coming into that area than Tobias is.
I have to say, pretty tight on him again. Jake trying to just shake this draft a little bit. He's had his couple of moves, but still ends up over on that inside no matter what. Same situation again. Every time they do it, Michael does close back in on them. As I said, this race is not over for Kurt as well. Keep it clean. You never know what might happen here. Yeah, very close this time, Bernie. You got to think he's got to show his nose this time. That might just upset Jake enough into that hairpin that it really ruins his exit.
That's right.
And then just scrubs wide there, sorry. So we just jumped on board for a second. Back to you, mate.
Yeah, I was going to say, this track's very much a momentum track, so, and there's really only one fast line around here, which makes it very difficult for Tobias to make this pass. You see Jake hugs the inside there and forces Tobias to the outside.
Oh, he's very sideways. No matter what happens, they've been treated a great race. 3 drivers. Really a lot of respect for each other, not trying anything silly out there today. Defending well, attacking well. A lot of patience being shown. 2 laps to go. A little bit of contact there. Definitely getting a little bit more racy. This might be it here, Bernie. No, he doesn't have a look. We thought he might just have a little dive there. And actually not a very good exit at all from Tobias. More likely to come under pressure from Michael than anything. Back marker ahead of them. Moves out of the way. Just have a look, see what other battles going on. Actually, Lance Perkins, let's just very quickly jump to it. Has caught up to the back of Aaron Hamilton, 0.8 of a second. We'll keep you apprised what goes on with that battle on this final lap as well, but let's stick with this battle up front. Final laps now on ever for Tobias and Michael. They want to move up a place. Jake knows this is going to be his time where he just pressures him even more. And in fact, the pressure that Jake must be under now, he would have been counting down the laps from about 5. This last one, back of his head, it's going to be the worst. A little bit out of shape. On the brakes a bit earlier, into the hairpin. Goes for the tight line. Oh, 3 of them are so close through there. Tobias is going to be the only one that's going to have a move. He's going to have to force himself up the inside if he's going to do it down that gully. It's not going to be pretty. No, he opts for the outside. I thought he was going to try and check back for a second. Is he going to try something this final corner? We saw him have a little look into the final corner last time. It's going to do it. It's going to do it. It's going to go for the inside. Doesn't play off. He's a little bit wide. He's going to have to keep the car in shape. Michael's close, having a little look. It's not going to get by. Great race from these 3 today. Fantastic. Kurt's going to come across in 4th place. Let's just take a quicker look at Aaron Hamilton and Lance Perkins. 0.6 of a second covers them. Actually, I think Aaron's got him covered here. A little bit of damage on the right side of that Lenovo car. But Aaron comes across, takes the final top 5 position. Lance Perkins in 6th. Down the back straight now, Mark Warmington sitting in 7th.
was just having a bit of a laugh off the radio. I was listening in on Jake Burton talking to Tobias after that race, talking about how much pressure he put him under. He thought he was going to have a heart attack with that last lunge.
Yeah, if he'd have got just half a nose up the inside, that might have been a very different story for all three drivers there. So Ian McPherson comes across in 9th. I'm sure Ian's running a Demidov skin and it's not showing on there. I don't know what's going on with Trading Paints. I'm sorry for the guys who have got these custom paint jobs, but yeah, just Trading Paints just seems to be a bit rubbish of late with getting down the skins and refreshing them. So yeah, apologies for that.
Yeah, he's definitely running a Demidov skin. I'm having a look at him now, so my Trading Paints must have synchronised okay. For those of you new to this, for us to see all the custom paints, we have to use a third-party service called Trading Paints, which pushes all the paint schemes down to everyone's hard drives. And unfortunately, it doesn't always sync up.
Well, I have to say, Bernie, I think we've had a bit of a treat today. It's been an absolutely fantastic race.
Oh, the top three, that was a brilliant race.
Half a second covers the top three at the end of that race. Stenny in 4th, Hamilton 5th, Lance Perkins in 6th, Mark Warmington 7th, Josh Borden is 8th, Ian McPherson 9th, Jamie Peters gets himself a 10th place. Great result from him actually after that first lap incident that he was involved in as well. 11th place, Alex Cherney. I thought Alex come in 10th actually. Maybe something's not quite gone on there. Right, so with the you've got the official standings on the actual iRacing screen, Bernie. Can you just confirm 10th and 11th spots for me? I think the overlay might be playing funny on me.
No, you're right. Jamie Peters has 10th place officially, with Alex Cherney coming in 11th.
Okay.
So Alex must have had something go on in the last couple of laps, because he was running consistently in 10th.
Yeah. Tarantino is 12th, Timothy 13th, Niels is 14th, Raymond 15th, Paul 2 laps down 16th, obviously first of the retirees, I think. He stayed on, but yeah, had a lot of trouble out there today. We saw his spin. Brenton obviously retired, we know, we spoke to Brenton, and Jamie, Scott and Weehan Chan also retired. Right, we're just going to take a quick commercial break, get the start all spool back up, and we'll have a quick chat with some of the drivers here today. We'll be right back with you.
Take your hobby to the next level with a quality racing rig that works great with a PS3, Xbox 360, and a PC. The GT Omega Racing Simulator is compatible with a wide range of steering wheels, including Logitech, Fanatic, Thrustmaster, and more. The GT Omega is available now worldwide by going to www.gtomegaracing.com.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV. Alex and Bernie here for round 10. We've been we've had a thriller today. Let's just grab our race victor. Hi Jake, welcome to the comms box. Congratulations on a great victory today. That looked like you were under some extreme pressure second half of that race. Just tell us a little bit about it from your point of view.
Oh, thanks Alex, what a race, hey? Yeah, just so much pressure from Tobias. I had a very good car in the first stint and managed to drive him around the outside into the snake, which was good, and then I got a couple tenths in the bank on the pit stop, but then unfortunately Tobias caught up to me really quickly, and in the second stint he had a much better car than I did. Just struggling with some understeer, and it seemed that when I was in Tobias' draft it picked me up a tenth or so, but when he was in mine it picked me up a lot more, so he obviously had quite a bit more pace. But yeah, that was very difficult, lots of effort there to stay in front of him. He was hard charging for sure.
It seems like your car was particularly strong going into that sweeping right-hander coming off the back straight. Seems like that was really the only place to overtake today, but you had it covered, I think.
Yeah, it's very quick corner and it's quite difficult to go around the outside, and obviously defended each time on Tobias, but yeah, sorry Tobias about that, but I really wanted the win today, so it's I pretty well had to, otherwise he would have got it off me pretty easily, but yeah, it's a tricky corner, that one.
Yeah, you managed to make the move stick around the outside, which ultimately won you the race today. Great move from you, a lot of respect shown by both you guys to give each other plenty of room. It must have been a good sort of car and a half between you as well, so yeah, fair to say you guys are good buddies as former teammates as well, so great to see good driving out there.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, every time I race Tobias, I can rely that I'm going to get a really nice, clean and fun race, and I'm sure that was one of our best battles yet. And yeah, he's always great to race with.
Obviously, as far as the commentary box are concerned, we've seen Michael as fairly a newcomer to the series, but he's really starting to show himself these last two races as a force to be reckoned with, and was right with you guys today.
Yeah, Michael, I've had quite a bit of history with Michael going back 2 seasons. We both kind of started at the same time, and we had some great battles in second splits and the American Series race, so we've always raced together, and yeah, it's good to see another challenger up the front in ARL.
Well, thanks very much for popping in. Anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
Big thanks to Sim Instruments and Trans-Tasman Racing, of course, and big thanks to Jared Philsell from ANZ Motorsports for spotting me today, and big thanks to ARL for putting on another great race. Thank you.
No, thanks very much, Jake. Good luck next week. We'll see you then.
Sure thing. See you guys.
Right, Bernie, let's grab up our P2 man, as lots of guys are streaming in for an interview now. I'm not sure we'll get them all in today, but we'll try our best. Tobias, hello buddy, welcome to the comms box. P2 today. You had great pace in that second stint, but just couldn't find a way past.
Yeah, it was pretty difficult. Jake always closed the door right in time on the back straight, and I didn't really want to try it on the outside because I got some understeer problems. So yeah, tried to unsettle him by just sticking my nose outside or later moving inside and whatever, but it didn't work. So he yeah, he did a fantastic job. A bit disappointed, yeah, because obviously had the pace after the second stop, catched him back after the stops, and yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a great spectacle from our point of view. I mean, I guess the other thing you had to contend with as well was that your mirrors were pretty much constantly full through that second stint. I mean, does that change your mindset of how you approach an overtake when you've got someone right on your tail as well?
Yeah, sometimes. But actually, I didn't care too much about Michael there. Just hoping that he would just sit back and enjoy the show. But of course, if he wouldn't be there and there would be a bigger gap, it's easier to try and move into the last corner, because this usually costs tons of time. And if I would have tried it and it failed, and Michael could have gotten me on the start-finish straight. So that's why I didn't went for the move on the last corner, except for a few times. But yeah, pretty difficult to overtake here.
Yeah, we saw you having a look on that last lap as well, and it almost cost you the place actually as well. But yeah, you got to, like you say, got to have a go. I mean, we were commenting in the comments bot that you look quite strong, perhaps going into sort of the hairpin section. No way to stick your nose up the inside there.
No, I never tried it in the official race so far, and yeah, it's pretty difficult there when the cars bunch up with a ping. I was happy. There was were a few situations where we got pretty close, and I was happy I didn't get a touch from behind and also didn't touch Jake in front, so all fine there. I rather tried it. Could have tried it more often, maybe in turn 3, and yeah, on the back straight. Yeah.
Well, I mean, regardless, congratulations need to be given. I mean, second place is a great result today and doesn't do any harm to the championship, that's for sure, which I believe is pretty much wrapped up and sealed and delivered now. So yeah, congrats on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
And how many championships is that now?
Yeah, if I'm right, I already got 3 and this would be the 4th.
So, amazing performance, yeah, congratulations. So consistency is out.
Sorry, I'm consistently taking part here since season 3, the last 3 races of season 3 of the ARL Championship. So I started there, and yeah, we're part of this. Then, since this is already 1.5 years, I guess.
Wow, amazing, amazing record and stats. So yeah, congrats on that one. Tobias, where are we at next week? Sorry, I've had to close my browser down because of a couple of RAM issues here.
Yeah,
I haven't got that information.
We will be at Montreal, and if I'm right, we will have 2 sprint rounds again.
Montreal 2 sprint rounds. Oh, that one sounds exciting. So
yeah, sounds good for me, I would say. That's all, at least the track. Sprint rounds, yeah, the first one, and then we will see what happens in the second one.
Yeah, I mean, Montreal does lead itself to a little bit of overtaking. Very easy to make mistakes there with the high curbing in some places as well. So long back straight leading into that chicane should be good for overtakes.
Yeah, and especially the long straight in the end. Getting massive amount of draft, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, congratulations again, Tobias. Anyone you want to give a shout out before we let you go today?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my remaining team members. Had a fantastic race this morning in the VH Americas. I'm lucky I got taken out in lap 21 or 22. But my teammates here finished strong in 4th and I guess 7th, and I was then 8th. So it was fantastic to race again with the boys together in TeamSpeak. And also shout out to my sponsors, PowerBond, Deku. Yeah, really looking forward to the next couple of weeks and see how we can get our international driver lineup into more pace.
Great, thanks Tobias, and yeah, good luck next week at Montreal. We'll see you then.
Thanks, and of course, thanks for broadcasting. See you later.
Thanks, mate. Cheers. Right, Bernie, who should we grab up next?
Let's bring Kurt up.
Mr. Stenberg. Hi, Kurt. Welcome to Apex Racing TV. What can we say? 4th place today. Looked like perhaps a bit of a lonely race out there.
Yeah, it definitely was a lonely race, and I'm happy with the result, but not too happy with the way I raced. I was all over the place. Wasn't very consistent, didn't have enough to stick with the front guys, but yeah, happy to actually finish this time and finish in 4th.
Well, we'll jump back actually to qualifying as well. You set your one and only lap right at the death. Put yourself under a bit of pressure there, but still got a reasonably good qualifying position.
I couldn't really get a good lap in. I kept one off the track, and then I realised it was my last chance. So yeah, I put everything into it and somehow did a alright time.
I take it you were running a very similar setup and strategy to Jake today.
He actually sent me the setup a minute before the race, because after quali I said to him, I don't have a set, can you send me one? So yeah, same setup. He obviously drove it better. Good job to him. Had a really good drive today.
Yeah, I mean, what's this? What is this Motorspot track like, or Canadian Tire Motorsport Park as it is now? Sorry. How tricky is this circuit to learn? I mean, it's quite a variety of corners in there. You've got some sweeping sections, some medium speed, and some slow speed stuff as well. Some high curbs that can throw the car off.
Yeah, it's got a lot of high speed corners where you've got to get mid corner speed, and yeah, that's one thing that I'm not the best at in this car. I'm better at stop start tracks, but yeah, it's got a lot of corners where you've got to get as much mid corner speed as possible, and then Moss is a really tricky one. Try and set up to get in there and get a good run out, and yeah, it's an interesting track to learn. I enjoy driving it. I haven't quite worked out how to drive it quickly yet, but working on it.
Well, if you like the stop-start tracks, then we've got Montreal up next week. That must fit you perfectly, I would think.
Yeah, I like Montreal. I can't remember how I did there last time. I think I actually was leading at one point here until Tobias passed me, but yeah, no. Probably will try and race again if I can.
Anyone you want to give a quick shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to Jake again. Well done on winning. Well done on being my teammate.
Yeah, exactly. It's not easy, is it, being your teammate, buddy?
No. No, well, having to deal with me asking for setups just before the race, so...
Well, congratulations, mate. 4th place, good result. Wish you all the best of luck at Montreal, and we'll catch you then.
Catches.
Kurt Stenberg there. We have to give him some stick every now and again. Right, who we got left now? We've got Josh and Aaron. Let's grab Aaron up. Hi Aaron, welcome to Apex Racing TV. Had an interesting race. Some battles ebbed and flowed throughout the race with Lance. I think you got close to Kurt at one point as well. Just tell us a little bit about it.
It's more exciting than I'm used to. No, went very well overall. I thought some fun battles there, and a little scared during the end watching Lance catch back up to me. My setup, my tyres, as my tyres went out, got quite a bit of understeer in the car, and in my setup I had the anti-roll bar sort of maxed out, so I couldn't do anything about it. There was a little bit of a struggle near the end.
Yeah, we often see you sort of in no man's land, so it was nice to see you under a little bit of pressure and having a good little race, but still delivered with top 5, which you must be delighted about.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know where everyone went.
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of people made some mistakes today, and obviously the nature of the track just had to sit there and wait for people to come by. I mean, just tell us about the challenges of this circuit.
You just got to be consistent and try not to go over the limit. A few of the corners, probably the first, second and third turns, if you push a little too hard and you drop a wheel on the grass, you'll just spin around and there's nothing you can do about it. And you know, sometimes when someone's in front of you, you can get a bit eager. So I imagine that's what happened to a lot of people today. So you just got to keep it under control, keep it consistent and smooth.
And Aaron, something we've not touched on before, are you competing in the official series as well, and how's that going?
Yes, I'm getting back into the official series. I got into the bottom split of the Americas race today and came first place. That was quite a good achievement, but once I get my iRating up, hopefully I'll start competing more in the top split with the other top drivers.
Yeah, well, I wish you best of luck on that. We've got Montreal up next week, so just as we've asked most of the other guys, how are you looking for that one? Is that a track you like, and what do you want to get out of that race?
I like the track. Last time I ran it, it was quite slippery, so hopefully I can find a bit more grip this time. If I can, it's a sprint race. Oh, it'll be fun. Yeah, I love riding those curves on the last chicane. So much fun.
Yeah, the beauty of the V8 is that you can give it some abuse over those curbs and it takes it, so yeah, we look forward to watching some two-wheel action there next week.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Before you go, just want to give you a quick shout out to your team and anyone else, as you're the only one from Lit Motorsport here.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for everyone at LIT Motorsports. And thank you for our sponsors PlaySeat Challenge and Lenovo. Thank you for supporting us and allowing us to race.
Yeah, thanks mate. All the best of luck next week at Montreal.
Yeah, thank you.
Alright, next up we'll bring Mr. Consistent himself. He's always there or thereabouts. You know who it is. It's Mark Warmington. Hello fella, how you doing?
Afternoon, chaps. Doing quite well, actually. How are you?
Yeah, good. Good race from you today. Are you happy with that? I mean, 7th place. We normally see you sort of around that 5th to 7th spot, occasionally breaking inside. Seemed like an uneventful race from our point of view, watching how you progressed. But you moved up quite a few places. Just tell us about it.
Yeah, I think it would be an embellishment for me to call that me racing. That was me driving. About a second off my PB around here, and God knows what I was off my optimal. Won't go through the usual excuses, you've heard them all already this season. But so for the race, it was just a case of just keep it clean, keep 4 corners on the car, and keep the engine, gearbox, transmission in one piece. So had some fun on lap 2, I think it was, with Tim, getting side by side down to Moss, side by side round Moss, and then getting the position coming out. And after that, it was just then quite literally a case of keep some clean lines, reduce all of that throttle slip when you're coming out of the corner. And it was actually other people falling off that let me go up the order.
Yeah, we touched on that with some of the other guys. Actually, it's not actually the easiest to track. I mean, it's you know, very underrated. Actually, it can be quite challenging, and good variety of corners on there, and you have to be careful. We've seen some of the guys really fall foul of that today, and it's not much runoff, which is always the problem. So when you make a mistake here, you usually end up causing some damage.
Yeah, I really love Motorspot. It's one of those old school tracks where the rhythm through the corners takes you into the next corner. So as long as you respect it and you've got confidence in the car that you've got the right mechanical grip, you can drift right out to the edge of the track on most track outs. However, if you put one wheel on the grass here, you're going to end up in the wall. There's just no room for error whatsoever. And then you just have to make sure you don't have one of those embarrassing moments where you fly off at turn 2, or you fly off going up to Moss, and people wonder how the hell did you not manage to stop for a hairpin.
Well, Montreal next week, quite a difference in circuit, but I think most people find it quite a bit of fun in these V8s. What are you ready? Are you ready for that one? And is that a track you like?
Yeah, in this car, I think it's one of the tracks that's probably most suited to this car, in my opinion, because it's deceptive the way you drive it. You don't smash the pedals like you would in an open Formula car. You really have to pull the car through the apex, and the curbs here, those massive curbs, don't really upset the car that much. So as long as you get the car pointed, I think David Coulthard said it once, it's a point and squirt track like Monza. Get the car straight and get out of the apex. So it should be really good.
Great, well, I think we're all looking forward to that one. I think we've had some great races there in the past. Obviously, you had a Blue Flag Racing teammate with you this week. Jan didn't have, well, he ended up retiring quite early on. Do we know what his problems were?
Yeah, his problem's not driving the car for a month. So I wasn't even expecting him to turn up to the race. I missed his private message actually through practice, so sorry, Chan, for not responding. And he was happy to be back on top of the car, albeit not where he'd like to be on the grid. And we were talking after the race, and I think it's just, as you described, the track's more challenging than people think. So I think he just tripped over himself and retired the car before he retired everybody else.
Yeah. Well, anyone you want to give a quick shout out to as well?
No, I don't know why. I was just tempted to do a shout out to my mum, but I'm not really going to.
It's too late now. You've done it. Hi, Mrs. Warmington. How are you doing?
Yeah, everyone else in the team, and again, say every single week, you guys in the box. I don't think anybody that's not involved in sim racing, I don't think they would truly appreciate and understand how having someone dedicate their time to broadcast and commentate makes it a little bit more submersive for us. So thank you guys. It's a great series.
Thank you, buddy. Good luck next week, and to the team as well.
Yeah, cheers guys, see you next week.
Right, last but not least, he's been waiting down there patiently. Hi Josh, welcome to Apex Racing TV.
Hey guys.
Well, you look like you're going to have a pretty good race for a while. Good start, got good qualifying position, but just got yourself a little bit out of shape and got some rear end damage on that car, forced a pit stop early on.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with my qualifying pace. Started 4th, which is pretty good, set a PB. But yeah, just really fine line between how much you can push it. Turn 1 there, and just got a fraction wrong, and yeah, it hurt me pretty bad.
Of course, you had to wait for all the traffic to stream by before you could get under your way, so 20 odd seconds or whatever it was extra that perhaps were cost there as well. But we won't take away the performance today. Actually, a great fight back, finishing up in 8th place. Even with that extra pit stop, you must be delighted.
Yeah, it's pretty happy to come back to 8th from where I was. So lost 40 odd seconds by the time I got going again and went through the pits. So probably should have been up with Aaron and Kurt there, but anyway.
Yeah, it's good to see JFF as well competing in the series. You guys sort of getting your name about as well in not only this but in the GT3. So is it a team that we need to be paying a bit more attention to?
Yeah, possibly in the future. Especially GT3, I think it's probably more interest over there with JFF, but yeah, it should be good.
We're at Montreal next week. How'd you like that circuit? And are you popping in for that one?
Yeah, I love the track, but sadly I'm not going to make it. So that's, yeah, sort of sucks. But anyway, I'll be there for Phillip Island.
That's a shame. Well, we'll enjoy watching you at Phillip Island. Just want to give a quick shout out to the team or anybody else while you're in here.
Yeah, JFF Racing and all the guys over there. And yeah, thanks to Jamie Fuchs. We was working on the setup this morning and found a bit in it, so that's good.
Cool. Well, thanks very much for popping in, Josh. Unlucky really with what happened there, but great recovery, and yeah, well done on that.
Yeah, cheers guys.
Right then, Bernie. I don't think either of us won that little side bet, so we're all both out of pocket.
Yeah, that's alright. I was just going to close off by saying a shout out to Mrs. Warmington, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I expect another like on the channel on that one, Mark. But no, a great race today actually. Those top 3 separated by nothing. A few other little individual battles that went off as well. So great fun. I think Montreal is going to be more of the same kind of business. I mean, who would you give driver of the day to today? Yeah.
Probably to Josh today, mainly for his great recovery coming back up through the field.
Yeah, I think I would go along with that as well. It's not easy. Some drivers quite often make mistakes like that, just hang up the wheel nice and quickly when they pit in. But yeah, great from Josh to stick with it, and just goes to show that you can get yourself a whole chunk of points. Shame that he's going to miss next week, but we look forward to following with that Phillip Island. So, but yeah, so up next, what we got about 45 minutes away. And we've got the Sim Racers Asia GT3 series. Going to be another fantastic race. Some of the guys over there, we'll see a lot of JFF guys over there. Tobias, I know, will jump in as well. We've got Brendan O'Brien who will join us in the commentary box for that one. But yeah, congratulations to Tobias today. Pretty sure mathematically now the championship is all wrapped up, signed, sealed and delivered. So 4-time Apex Racing TV V8 Supercar champion. Can anyone step up and beat him next week?
Well, that's a good question. It's a completely different track next week, so it will be interesting to see how he adapts to that track.
Well, thanks very much for joining us in this one, Bernie. We will be back next week for that Montreal race. Everybody who's tuned in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like, all that business. Big shout out to our personal sponsors, GTOmegaracing.com, leobodner.com, simgarage.com. Go check them out if you're after a button box, a rig, or you know, steering system. Go check out that sim steering system from Leo Bodner. Amazing. We've done some videos on that if you want a review. Again, don't forget to follow us on the social media as well, at ApexRacingTV on Twitter. Actually need to change the Facebook one. We are now /ApexRacingTV on Facebook as well. So, yep, thank you everybody for tuning in. I've been Alex Simpson, been joined by Bernie again for round 10, this V8 Supercar Championship. We wish you a good day, and we will see you at a very sunny and bright Montreal for the next round. Thanks again.